Let me tell you something straight up. You are not here to chase love. You are here to become love. To walk into a room with a presence so magnetic that the right person can't help but be drawn to you. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Attraction isn't about looks. It's not about having the perfect body or the right words. Attraction, real, deep, lasting attraction, is about energy. It's about how you carry yourself, how you believe in yourself, and how you show up for your own life. So let's cut to it. How do you become the woman who is unforgettable? The woman who doesn't just turn heads, but captures hearts. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in, commands attention, and creates an undeniable presence. But too often, people confuse attraction with external factors. Looks, charm, or the ability to impress someone. The truth is, real attraction comes from within, from the energy a person carries and the way they move through life. Women who are truly irresistible are not the ones desperately searching for love, nor are they the ones molding themselves to fit someone else's expectations. They are the ones who are fully immersed in their own lives, living with passion, excitement, and a deep sense of purpose. The most common mistake women make is waiting for a relationship to feel complete. They put their dreams on hold, suppress their ambitions, and make space in their lives for someone who hasn't even arrived yet. They think love will be the missing piece that brings fulfillment, but in reality, fulfillment comes from within. When a woman is fully engaged in her life, actively pursuing her goals and doing what makes her happy, she radiates a confidence that is impossible to ignore. When confidence isn't something that can be faked, it is built through action, through experiences that create self-trust and self-worth. When a woman starts prioritizing herself, everything changes. Instead of waking up wondering if someone will text her back, she wakes up thinking about her own mission. She invests in herself, whether that means building a career, pursuing hobbies, traveling, or developing new skills. She fills her life with things that make her happy, instead of waiting for someone else to do it for her. When she does this, she becomes naturally attractive because she no longer carries the energy of desperation. She is not seeking validation. She is already whole. Men and people in general are drawn to energy. Someone who is fully engaged in their own life is infinitely more attractive than someone who is constantly searching for approval. A woman who is excited about her own path exudes a natural glow. She doesn't need to prove her worth because it is evident in the way she carries herself. She is happy, engaged, and full of life. That kind of energy is contagious. People want to be around it, and the right kind of man will be inspired by it. Many women make the mistake of thinking that love should be their ultimate goal, but the truth is, love is a byproduct of living a full and meaningful life. When someone is truly happy on their own, they don't settle for anything that doesn't enhance their happiness. They don't waste time chasing emotionally unavailable men or waiting for someone to choose them. They walk with confidence, knowing that the right person will recognize their value without them having to prove it. Society often conditions women to believe that their worth is tied to their relationships from childhood. They are taught that finding love should be the ultimate aspiration. But the women who are truly magnetic are the ones who break free from this mindset. They refuse to live their lives on pause, waiting for love to complete them. Instead, they take charge of their happiness, and in doing so, they create a life that naturally attracts the right kind of love. There is nothing more attractive than a woman who is deeply passionate about something. It could be a career, a creative pursuit, a fitness goal, or even a personal mission. When she talks about it, her eyes light up. She has a sense of purpose that is undeniable. This is what draws people in, not the need for attention, but the passion for something bigger than herself. It's not about being busy just for the sake of it, but about being genuinely excited about life. The irony is that the moment a woman stops searching for love and starts living fully, love often finds her. Not because she needs it, but because she has become the kind of person who attracts it naturally. She is no longer waiting for someone to bring excitement into her life because she has already created it for herself. She is no longer dependent on external validation because she validates herself every day through her actions and achievements. People can sense when someone is seeking validation, and they can also sense when someone is fully confident in their own skin. A woman who knows her worth doesn't ask for permission to live the life she wants. She takes control, she sets goals, follows her dreams, and refuses to shrink herself to fit someone else's expectations. When she operates from this space, she automatically raises her standards. She no longer tolerates inconsistency, half-hearted effort, or relationships that drain her energy. She values herself too much to settle. Attraction is not about trying to convince someone to like you. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally draws in the right people. When a woman focuses on her own growth and fulfillment, she becomes unstoppable. Her energy shifts from seeking to attracting. She walks into a room not hoping to be noticed, but knowing she belongs. That is the kind of confidence that captivates. That is what makes her unforgettable. A woman who truly understands her worth never begs for love, attention, or commitment. She doesn't chase a man, nor does she tolerate inconsistency or mixed signals. She knows that the moment she starts justifying someone's bad behavior or lowering her standards to keep them around, she's already losing. Attraction isn't just about chemistry or emotions, it's about respect. The way you allow someone to treat you teaches them what they can get away with. If you don't hold your standards high, no one else will. The biggest mistake people make in relationships is thinking that love means compromise at the cost of self-respect. It doesn't. Love that is truly worth having is built on mutual admiration, not one-sided effort. When a woman holds her standards like a queen, she sends a powerful message to the world. She is not here to be chosen, she is here to choose. The difference between women who struggle in relationships and those who attract deep, meaningful love is their ability to set boundaries and enforce them without apology. A queen doesn't sit around waiting for a man to make up his mind about her. She doesn't spend her nights overanalyzing mixed messages or trying to decipher someone's intentions. She watches actions, not words. If a man is inconsistent, if he doesn't follow through, if he makes her question her place in his life, she steps back. She does not beg for clarity because real love is never confusing. The reason so many women find themselves in situationships, unfulfilling relationships, or emotionally draining dynamics is that they are afraid to walk away. They fear that if they set boundaries, they will push someone away, but here's the truth. Boundaries do not scare the right person. They only push away the ones who were never fully invested to begin with. A woman who values herself does not need to convince someone to love her. She does not waste time proving her worth because she already knows it. She would rather be alone than settle for breadcrumbs of affection. It is not a woman's job to fix, heal, or change a man. Too many women fall into the trap of thinking that if they love someone enough, that person will rise to the occasion. They make excuses, they rationalize poor behavior, they give endless chances, hoping that one day things will be different. But a queen knows better. She understands that love is not about potential, it is about reality. She does not invest in someone's future self. She looks at who they are today. If a man is not showing up in the way she deserves, she does not wait around for him to figure it out. She moves on with grace and certainty, knowing that what she desires exists and she will not have to beg for it. High standards are not about arrogance or entitlement. They are about self-respect. A woman with high standards does not demand perfection, but she does require consistency. She knows that the foundation of a great relationship is built on trust, effort, and shared values. She understands that attraction fades without respect and that no amount of chemistry can compensate for a lack of effort. She does not settle for words. She looks for follow-through. When a woman truly embraces her worth, she becomes a force. She does not entertain lukewarm love or half-hearted gestures. She does not accept apologies without changed behavior. She expects to be treated with kindness, respect, and appreciation, and she gives the same in return. She does not tolerate hot and cold behavior because she knows that love should feel safe, not like an emotional roller coaster. She is not afraid to walk away from anything that does not align with her values because she trusts that the right person will meet her at her level. The reason many women struggle to hold high standards is that they fear being alone. They believe that if they walk away, they might not find something better. But a woman with true confidence understands that being alone is far better than being in the wrong relationship. She does not need a relationship to validate her. She is already complete. Her standards are not negotiable because they come from self-worth, not from external validation. She does not need someone to complete her because she is already whole. She does not wait for a man to choose her because she is already chosen by herself. She does not lose herself in a relationship because she has built a life she loves with or without a partner. This level of self-assurance is what makes her magnetic. She is not desperate, she is discerning. She is not available to just anyone. She chooses carefully, wisely, and with intention. When a woman operates from this space, she does not just attract love. She attracts the right kind of love. She is not an option. She is a priority. She does not wonder where she stands with someone because the right person makes it clear. She does not feel anxious in a relationship because she knows she is valued. She moves with certainty, power, and grace, and the world responds to that energy. She understands that holding high standards does not repel the right man, it attracts him. The man who is meant for her will not be intimidated by her confidence, he will be drawn to it. Because when a woman truly values herself, she does not settle, she reigns. There is something undeniably captivating about a woman who understands and owns her feminine power. It's not about being passive or weak, nor is it about trying to dominate or control. True feminine power is a balance of strength and softness, confidence and grace, boldness and warmth. It is the ability to stand firm in one's worth while remaining open to love, connection, and abundance. A woman who fully embraces her feminine energy does not chase, does not beg, and does not prove herself. She simply exists in a state of deep self-acceptance, and that in itself makes her magnetic. The biggest misconception about feminine power is that it is about appearance or external beauty. But real feminine energy has nothing to do with how someone looks and everything to do with how they feel about themselves. It's about the way they carry themselves, the way they express their emotions, and the way they allow themselves to be seen without fear of judgment. A woman who is deeply connected to her feminine energy does not try to impress, she naturally attracts. People are drawn to her presence not because she is trying to be noticed, but because she is comfortable in her own skin. She exudes an effortless confidence that makes others feel drawn to her. The key to unlocking this power lies in self-trust. A woman who trusts herself does not second-guess her worth. She does not shrink herself to make others comfortable, nor does she apologize for taking up space. She knows that her emotions, her desires, and her needs are valid, and she expresses them without fear. Too often, women are taught to suppress their emotions, to be chill, to never seem too needy or too much. But the truth is, feminine power is rooted in authenticity. It is in the ability to be fully present, fully expressive, and fully in tune with what one feels. A woman who honors her emotions rather than suppressing them radiates a kind of presence that is undeniable. The power of feminine energy is also in the ability to receive. So many women are conditioned to always be the giver, the fixer, the one who holds everything together. They believe that love must be earned through effort, that they have to prove their worth through sacrifice. But feminine power is not about overgiving. It is about knowing when to lean back and allow things to come to you. A woman who owns her feminine energy does not force relationships, does not beg for attention, and does not work overtime to be seen. She knows that the right person will recognize her value effortlessly without her having to prove a thing. This doesn't mean she is passive. It means she understands the balance of effort and ease. She takes action toward what she wants, but also allows space for things to unfold naturally. She does not chase love, but she welcomes it. She does not demand attention, but she receives it with confidence when it comes. She does not need to force anything because she trusts that what is meant for her will align. Another crucial part of feminine power is soft strength. Many women believe that to be strong, they must always be tough, guarded, or independent to the point of isolation. But real strength is knowing when to be vulnerable, when to ask for help, and when to allow others to show up for you. There is immense power in being able to express emotions without fear and being able to say, I need this, or I deserve better. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is one of the strongest things a person can embody. A woman who is comfortable being vulnerable does not suppress her emotions. She expresses them in a way that is confident, direct, and without fear of rejection. She knows that the right person will respect and honor her truth. True feminine power is also about self-care and self-respect. A woman who prioritizes herself, her well-being, and her happiness is deeply attractive. She does not wait for someone to give her love. She gives it to herself first. She sets boundaries not because she is difficult, but because she values her time and energy. She does not entertain disrespect, not because she is unkind, but because she respects herself too much to tolerate it. She is selective with her energy, and that selectiveness makes her irresistible. A woman in her power knows that she is a prize, not an option. She does not settle for half-hearted love or inconsistent effort. She understands that her presence is valuable and she shares it only with those who truly deserve it. She is both warm and wise, open-hearted yet discerning. She does not need to prove herself because she already knows her worth. This is what makes her unforgettable. This is what makes her magnetic. When a woman operates from this space, she does not just attract love. She attracts the kind of love that sees, respects, and honors her for exactly who she is. The right man does not need to be convinced of a woman's worth because he sees it naturally. He recognizes her value not based on how much she proves herself, but simply by the way she carries herself. A woman who knows her worth does not chase, plead, or settle for less than she deserves. She moves through life with confidence, knowing that the right person will not play games, send mixed signals, or make her question where she stands. The right man will be drawn to her strength, her energy, and her ability to stand firm in her self-respect. Too often, women waste time trying to prove they are good enough for a man who is unsure, unavailable, or unwilling to step up. They overcompensate by giving too much, making excuses for poor behavior, or hoping that if they love hard enough, the other person will change. But the truth is, love that is meant for you does not require you to prove yourself. It does not leave you feeling anxious, insecure, or waiting for clarity. A man who truly values you will not make you feel like an option. He will make you feel like a priority. A woman who respects herself does not waste energy trying to convince someone to see her worth. She knows that love should feel safe, consistent, and mutual. If a man is distant, unclear, or inconsistent, she understands that it is not her job to fix him or teach him how to treat her. She does not cling to the potential of what someone could be. She sees them for who they are in the present moment. If he is not showing up fully, she does not beg for more. She simply steps back. There is a confidence that comes with knowing that the right person will not need constant reminders of your value. When a woman trusts herself and her standards, she does not tolerate relationships that drain her energy. She does not hold on to people who do not prioritize her. She walks away from situations that feel one-sided, not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. The right man will not take her for granted. He will not need her to explain why she deserves consistency, respect, and effort. He will already know. Love that is real does not feel like a battle. It does not feel like trying to convince someone to choose you. It feels steady, natural, and secure. The right man will appreciate a woman's strength, her kindness, and her authenticity. He will not feel threatened by her confidence. He will admire it. He will not need to be persuaded to commit. He will do so willingly because he recognizes the rare and valuable presence she brings into his life. A woman's energy speaks louder than her words. When she is confident in herself, she radiates a magnetism that cannot be ignored. She does not need to chase because she naturally attracts. She does not need to demand love because she already embodies it. When a woman truly understands this, she stops wasting time on men who do not see her worth. She no longer tries to force something that is not meant for her. She trusts that the right man will recognize her value, and in doing so, she creates space for that love to enter her life. A man who is meant for her will make his intentions clear. He will not send mixed signals or make her feel uncertain. He will show up, not just in words, but in actions. He will respect her boundaries, honor her presence, and make her feel cherished without her having to ask. She will not have to wonder where she stands with him because his actions will speak for themselves. He will appreciate her not just for what she gives, but for who she is at her core. A woman who embraces her worth does not settle for anything less than reciprocity. She does not give endlessly without receiving in return. She does not accept half-hearted effort when she knows she deserves full commitment. The right man will recognize her strength and meet her at her level. He will not expect her to lower her standards or compromise her self-respect just to keep him interested. Instead, he will step up, knowing that a woman like her is rare and worth every bit of his effort. The moment a woman stops trying to prove her worth to the wrong man is the moment she makes room for the right one. She no longer wastes energy convincing someone to choose her. She knows that the right man will recognize her value without hesitation. She does not fear walking away from something that is not serving her because she trusts that something better is ahead. A woman who truly understands her worth does not chase love, she attracts it by being fully herself. And when the right man comes along, he will not only recognize her value, but cherish and protect it, knowing that a woman like her is one in a million. Here's your challenge. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop wondering if you're good enough. Start becoming the woman you were meant to be. Because the truth is, the right man won't need convincing. He won't need to be chased. He will recognize your value because you already do. Now go out there and own your power. Be the queen, not just of his heart, but of your own life.